This video is sponsored by Brilliant. I almost never released this video because I just kept overthinking it. Everything about it. Is it good enough? Does it need more animation? Do I need to reshoot it? Is it polished enough to release after my Patreon launch? Why do I feel this way? Most of us have been in that position where we're overthinking something. Thoughts are whisking through our minds, stewing inside us, slicing through the noise. And I started to wonder, why? Did pondering things ever give us an advantage as humans? Like, did it make us better problem solvers? Or does overthinking everything just mean that our brain is broken? So why do some of us have this tendency to overthink things? And how can we stop it? Now, in everyday language, we use overthinking as an umbrella term to describe many different thought processes. There's one type of overthinking called rumination, where you obsessively overthink why something happened or why you feel a certain way. You chew over the causes and consequences of negative emotions, rather than solutions or anything practical. It's similar to worry, though worry relates to future events, while rumination is about the past. And some of the early research on rumination happened in pretty extraordinary circumstances. Imagine you're a psychology student. You just started at Stanford, it's 1989, and you fill out a bunch of questionnaires for course credit. These questionnaires specifically are about depression and response styles, and you do them a few times so researchers can track how you're feeling. Then there's a huge earthquake in San Francisco. 61 people die. The Bay Bridge is damaged. It's pretty bad. You're, shook. So your professors keep giving you the questionnaires to see which students would show the most enduring symptoms of depression and post-traumatic stress. And they found those who ruminated in response to the events were more likely to have depressive and stress symptoms 7 weeks after the earthquake. It was some of the first strong evidence that rumination exacerbates depression and post-traumatic stress. We also know it can increase negative thinking and impair problem solving. Now, rumination was named after this process that some mammals go through of re-chewing and chewing and chewing cud to further break down the plant matter and to stimulate their digestion. Now, the problem in humans is that chewing over and over and over your thoughts can stimulate negativity because our biases creep in and affect how we think. When you chew and think and chew and think over a natural disaster or a trauma, you remember the worst parts over and over again, and you get stuck in a feedback loop. The best way to break the cycle is to be aware when you're ruminating. Mind wandering, emotional processing, and problem solving can be good types of overthinking. Rumination, though, is not. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish when you're just emotionally processing something or if you're ruminating. I know it can be pretty difficult to take a step back, but try to pause and be aware of your own thoughts. Rumination involves thought patterns that are pessimistic and have a negative angle to them. Sometimes you almost trick yourself into thinking through a problem and then you get stuck chewing over the negativity. So, some tips. Find positive distractions. So do things you find enjoyable, absorb you, and are uplifting. Watching YouTube, if you're still here, is a great option, as is reading a book. Fill your schedule, plan things. The less time you have for negative thoughts, the better. And challenge yourself. Try to master a task or solve a problem that uses all of your brain power. One difference between you and a cow, well, there are many differences, but one is that they need to ruminate to properly digest their food. They need to ruminate to live, but people don't. And overthinking things in a negative frame of mind can be really harmful. So please take care of yourself and leave ruminating to the cows. Now, engaging in a completely different subject matter is a great way you can stop overthinking, and Brilliant.org, who are the sponsor of today's video, is the platform where you can do just that and learn science and maths through problem solving. They have courses on everything from probability to geometry and everyday physics. I've been doing their daily logic problems, which, side note, are free. The puzzles are an easy way to get started, they're pretty attention grabbing, and before you know it, you'll be learning. If you go to brilliant.org/BrainCraft, that lets them know that you came from this channel. As I mentioned, you can sign up for free, but the first 200 people that head over there are also eligible for 20% off an annual premium subscription. And last, but definitely not least, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who supported my Patreon page that I launched a few weeks ago. I was blown away with how generous everyone was and supportive, and everyone had such nice things to say. A special thank you to the top tier patrons who get a shout out: Jason Schoenberg, Per Anders Farberg, and Patrick Olsen. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.